Imagine this scenario with me together. You can close your eyes if you want to. Imagine there are two people. Each of them was locked in a different cell. Now, person number one was constantly fat with loads of foods. There was entertainment in his room. You can imagine his room was filled with a TV, a couch, or maybe a magazine, whatever, right? And overall, it was a really nice cell. Another thing is that the guards was treating him very nicely. So person one has everything set. Everything was very convenient for him. Now, when it comes to person number two, he was just fat barely enough just to survive. And sometimes he was only given like a bowl of rice and a soy sauce, and that's it. And sometimes he was given none to eat. He was left to starve in that cell. There was no entertainment, and he was lonely in that cell. And you know what the worst part is? The guards, they were treating him harshly. They were beating him up. Now these two people were treated very differently in each cell. And this goes on for a couple of months until one day the guards opened the door and told them that they could run to another city, but in one condition. They have to run through the desert by their feet. Now let me ask you a simple question. Who would you think that would make the run? Is it person number one, where he was treated very nicely and everything was convenient for him? Or number two, the person who was treated quite the opposite? It wouldn't take you a second to think of the answer. You might thought that person number one might be fit to run through the desert, right? Because he was fat constantly, he was fat nicely, he was treated nicely, he's in a fit condition. But person number two, he has more hunger in his eyes. Nothing can beat a man who is obsessed, bro. Like, I don't know if you ever seen this, but have you ever seen a man who is just so hungry? I'm not saying like hungry as if his stomach is just empty and he's starving. No, hungry to win. That drive, that obsession in his eyes, you can literally see through his eyes, bro. That kind of drive that would do anything in order to win. He may seem to lack the resources. He may seem that he's not fit to run through the desert, but at least he would try, and he would do anything in order to get through that desert. Compared to person number one, everything was already convenient for him. He was already comfortable. Why would he make a run through the desert by his feet when he's already being treated nicely and very comfortable in his cell? Now let's snap back to reality. I'm Albert, and I'm on a mission to create an army full of strong men like you that cultivates sexual discipline in order to live the best life possible. So make sure you subscribe. In real life, we're not actually locked inside a cell right now, right? Like you're watching this video inside your room or in the school, whatever. We're not locked, but we're living in a pretty much the same scenario. A few days ago, I read a quote that said this: give a weak man a consistent stimulation, good food, cheap entertainment, and they will throw their ambition right out the window. Let me ask you a quick and simple question. When was the last time you go over a cute woman profile and you scroll through her feed posts and she was posting bikini pictures, and the first thing, the immediate thought that you had was, let me fap real quick, let me put up my dick out and fap, so good. Our brain is just so hyper-sexualized nowadays, bro. And the moment we see a pretty woman dressed a bit revealing, and the next thing that we thought is to have sex with them, we're so distracted, bro. We literally act on our feelings straight away. You're horny? You put out your dick out and fap immediately and bust a nut. You're hungry? Another processed food can be delivered to your doorstep in just 3 clicks away, bro. Everything is convenient nowadays. But if you really ask me, like, would I rather live in this present moment or 100 years in the past where everything was hard? Of course, I would choose today. Everything is convenient, which is great. And I don't really blame you, because look at the world has turned into right now. Social media was so different 10 years ago than today. Everyone was just posting family pictures, sharing memories together. And now people are seeking validation. Degenerate women are posting thirst trap so that men can pay for their OnlyFans for $15 a month. Now, why does this happen? This happened because sex sells. These degenerate women out there, they know how to sell you. You are the product, and they use that currency. They use their body as a capital to drag you into spending more time, spending more attention, and paying for their OnlyFans. It's not the money that you spend to these OnlyFans girls out there, but it's more of the time you spend browsing for a perfect porn video, browsing for a perfect OnlyFans video. the potential that you waste every single day because your brain is just so hypersexualized, and you're somehow hoping that you can have sex with them, but in fact you're just in your room alone fapping, bro. How fucked up is that? And all this happens because you simply cannot control your dick, bro. You cannot simply control your feelings. And this is the importance of cultivating sexual discipline. Now, why are so many men aren't able to control their sexual discipline? Because us men are designed, are programmed to create as many babies as possible. That is why orgasm feels very, very good. That's why ejaculation feels very good. It's been programmed since the Stone Age, bro. And what happens when your body do something that feels good? Your brain tells you to do more of it, right? And in this modern world where everything is convenient, you don't have to find women to have sex like in the Stone Age where you have to hunt, prove that you're worthy of having sex with them. No, you just have to go through TikTok long enough to see women dressing in revealing clothing, dancing like a monkey, and you get off to that. And we all know what happens when everything is convenient. Easy time create weak men. Weak men create hard time. Hard time creates strong men, and strong men create good times. And we're in a generation where the world is creating lots of weak men. We have to stand up. And this, again, the importance of creating a sexual discipline inside of you. A lot of people talk about controlling what they eat to go on the diet. A lot of people talk about working towards their business in order to become rich. But very few people talk about controlling their own dick, cultivating sexual discipline. It doesn't matter what you eat. Even if you eat healthy, even if you go to the gym, even if you work towards your business, you will still waste a lot of potential. You see a lot of high-performing athletes, entrepreneur, businessmen going through divorce, splitting their, money, cheating and all of that because they simply cannot control their dick. And look at all these guys out there. What are they doing most of the time? They're going through TikTok, jacking off to these degenerate women constantly. Imagine the hours that they spent on the screen browsing for the perfect video. And you know what the worst part is? They accepted it and they don't think that's wrong anymore, because it's so normalized in today's world. But I'm not here to convince them, and you're not going to convince them either. And you're watching this video with one simple purpose: to create sexual discipline. And the fastest way to desexualize your brain is to stop watching porn. Because us men, when we look at porn, what do we think about? What do we see most of the time? We see the genital area, right? We focus on the genital area, we focus on the penetration, we focus on that satisfaction, that feeling when they ejaculate, instead of two person making love with each other, bonding together, connecting spiritually. We don't see that. And the more we watch porn, the more we carry on this habit of focusing on penetration, focusing on, genital area. And that is why the moment that you go to the gym, you see women in revealing clothing, in tight clothing, and the immediate thought that you have was to have sex with her. Instead of breathing fully, appreciating the feminine energy that she brings to you, rejuvenates you, and muster up the courage to talk to her, connecting with her. Once you start to desexualize your brain, you start to unlock a whole new potential in yourself. Because when we stop being distracted, we start focusing on the right path. And when this thing inside of you is desexualized, you start to focus more on your work. You start to have that drive to focus on your goals, to start going out there talking to women instead of going through TikTok, admiring these degenerate women. You start pushing your own limits, dating high quality women, and becoming the best version of yourself. Starting from this point, I want you to be very, very aware of what you're consuming. Not just in what you see on TikTok, but what you eat, what you focus on, what you're working on currently. Make sure that every single thing that you focus on puts you forward, because if you can simply control what you eat, what you hear, what you think, what you focus on from the world that is offering you all this noise and distraction, you will, and what I said is, you will absolutely succeed in life. Remember, if you go easy in life, then life will be hard. But if you go hard in life, then life will be easy. Find comfort in discomfort. See you next video. Cheers.